Hey guys, so I'm feeling a lot of resistance to showing up today. And I just did this same practice on Instagram. I was feeling the same resistance, and I decided to just press record on the Instagram reel and kind of talk about what I was feeling. And more or less, actually, this is exactly what I've been doing for about a month and a half now. And gotta remember to breathe. I always forget to breathe when I'm recording. I don't know why. This practice of basically trusting my impulse and pressing record and recording a video. And it's funny because I've seen a lot of other creators doing it too. There's actually like there's a resonance that I feel with many other creators who are doing a similar like fighting perfectionism practice, but showing up, following the impulse to show up, even if it's messy, imperfect, even however many videos in a row have to be me talking about being imperfect. This is one that almost gets me every time. I'm working through this perfectionism, and I feel like it's the only thing I'm talking about. And people also comment saying, that's all you talk about. That becomes a tremendous block for me to stay in action because I'm like, well, this is what's bursting out of me. What else, if I need to think of a different topic, then suddenly it becomes forced. Do you know what I mean? So blasting through every narrative that my mind throws about why I shouldn't show up has been a tremendously powerful practice for me. And that's why I'm here with another video today, keeping the momentum going. I don't even know if I finished the point that I was making. This practice of doing this over a month and a half, I don't know when, like at some point I snapped. Like at some point I was just like, F it, like I'm posting stuff. I don't care how scared I am. I don't care how much of a mess I look. I don't care about anything. I'm done. I hit that point and I haven't stopped since. I think it was maybe like it kind of started before my silent retreat, and then after the silent retreat it's been full blast, like firefighter water hose type of creativity. And it's brought me to a really interesting place because I'm so used to trying to plan everything out in my head and have everything be perfect and every video be perfect. But as I'm in this, rocky road, dang, that made me want ice cream. As I'm navigating this rocky road of actually appearing and being here consistently, more and more and more clarity is being revealed. I'm getting more and more courage about what it is I want to share, what it is I have to say. And here's an interesting one. It's not only applying to just posting on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and whatever, it's also applying to communicating with people in my life. When I'm feeling that impulse, just communicating. It's also applying to the business I'm working on. When I feel called to start something, like I recently felt called to start this Creative Freedom Beta community. Very interestingly, what spurred me to action was actually this motivation to teach the Amazon influencer side hustle, and that's kind of how I positioned it at first. But through this action, I'm kind of learning, oh no, it's actually this broader creative freedom, spiritual growth, creative healing community. It's not really about the side hustle, but you see how that was my way in. That was my way in, was just listening to that impulse and then trying that a little bit and posting videos about that side hustle here on that channel. It revealed what the path forward is. So this is applying in my business and the direction I'm taking and the offers I'm trying. Another one that came absolutely out of nowhere was just absolute clarity on what to do with my Patreon community, which I've been so unsure about what to do about it for a long time. In fact, I've been also just throwing spaghetti up on my Patreon trying to figure it out. And I'm so glad that I have, because again, through all this, clarity is emerging. And then all of a sudden, one day, never had this idea before in my life. I mean, I've taught meditation on Patreon before, but suddenly with absolute clarity, I was like, that's my free meditation group. Simple. It's a weekly meditation group. Simple. Free or by donation. The download just came right in. And instead of thinking about it at all, I immediately executed it. And it's so scary every time, every time that download comes in, whether it's a post, a new business offering, could be, sending that text or calling that friend. It's always a little bit scary because I think I'm not in the habit of doing that. And I suspect the same for many of us. But what I'm finding is the more and more and more I do that across all aspects of my life, this idea of perfectionism is breaking more and more. Like the motivation for perfectionism is breaking because I'm actually just living so much that it doesn't even matter if I make wrong decisions, because I'm simply just steering the ship. You know what I mean? I'm just steering the ship instead of like stalling the ship and being like, wait, which way do we go? No, it's just like steering the ship and kind of riding the waves and the momentum. So it's been super, super, super interesting. Um, Fascinating practice. If anyone else out there is doing this practice, or you're still stuck in perfectionism and you haven't started this practice, or there's going to be one person who relates to this. If you're also doing this practice of pushing through perfectionism and you feel like you're talking about the same thing every time, don't let that stop you either. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't question the impulse. Just do it. Okay, so it's been a great process of healing for me, and a lot is being revealed about the direction that I want to go. Another thing that I was going to say that I forgot to mention is, playing with my identity and how I'm presenting myself online as part of my online business. That's another thing where I keep getting these intuitive hits about like changing my Instagram bio or changing like the names of the links in my link tree or my bio here on YouTube, or the writing on my website, the video at the front of my Creative Freedom Beta community. It's all just changing and evolving so quickly, and I'm not used to this. I'm used to this mistaken belief that I need to figure it out perfectly and then put that up, and then that's going to be the thing that works or that saves me. So it's a totally new way of being that I've entered here. And you know, it's cool that I just went on a complete tirade. And it's cool that I just gave myself evidence again that it's okay to lean into momentum, because something creative just happened here. And it wouldn't have happened if I listened to that fear story about, oh, I don't know. I'm saying the same things over and over again. F that. So guys, if you're interested now, I'm so happy about this. It feels so good for my energy. And what I'm about to tell you, this is the sort of thing I want to talk about more, these kinds of nuances in my creative freedom community. But opening myself up to doing a free meditation offering has felt so good for my energy. I now feel more confident to offer the paid stuff, because in the past I was trying to turn this thing into a paid thing, and it wasn't right. And there's some energetic nuances there. And I know other creators and entrepreneurs trying to build an aligned business are going to relate to this sort of nuanced thing. So that's what we might discuss in the Creative Freedom Beta community, as well as just embracing multi-passionate interest, destroying perfectionism, showing up as you are across your creator platforms. This is the community I want to build in the Creative Freedom Beta group that I'm starting. Guys, there's a very limited number of spots. Now it's getting real. The beta price is running out of spots. I believe there's 4 left. So there's a link in the description if you want to read more about what I'm trying to do there. It's a beta, just like what I'm saying with all this mess. The same thing is happening in there. It started more positioned towards teaching the Amazon influencer side hustle. Now it's becoming something else. I keep thinking that I know what it is, and then it changes the next day. So, you know, take everything you read with a grain of salt. And there's a video on the About page. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm developing this theory about creative freedom and these three key components that, create creative freedom for an individual. But, I don't know. We're all going to figure it out. If you're interested in joining the Creative Freedom group at the beta pricing, because it's going to increase soon, once those spots fill up, please click the link in the description. There's a form to send me your interest if you're interested. If you're interested in joining my free meditation group, currently scheduled for Friday mornings, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We're also connected by a WhatsApp group chat for questions throughout the week. That's in the description as well. I also offer one-on-one creative freedom and life coaching. We're figuring it out, man. We're just going to keep going. So thanks so much for watching this one. I'll see you next time. Keep creating.